Hey guys, I am returned, and it should be in here somewhere. I'm on my way back. Unfortunately, things didn't go the way that the motor mount took 5 minutes. Not even worth a vlog. So after that, we just played in the pool because they have a pool. Where is that? This is dang thing. I don't know. I might have left it back there. Yeah. The motor mount was right on the top. Came out in 5 minutes. Not difficult at all. So, oh yeah, I can show you the oxygen sensor. There it is. This is an oxygen sensor. Hold on. Ah, there's the boat. This is an oxygen sensor for downstream on the other end of the catalytic converter by the exhaust, or on the exhaust portion of the exhaust pipe portion of the exhaust. Right after the catalytic converter is this one. The other one has like a 20 inch cord. This one has like 8 inch cord. This is the other one. It's in the box still. I'm trying to make sure I don't get lost. Alrighty. Literally nothing happened. Played in the pool with my brother and Marissa. She's his girlfriend. And Sky! I played with the Sky! Sky is son of, oh, I don't remember her name, but I think she's I think it's her sister, either her sister or her friend. Yeah, I think it's her sister, who is Sky's mother. But she's a little depressed well, more than a little depressed at the moment, so Brandon and Marissa are helping out. So, he's out there playing with us. And Sky loves Brandon, copying everything he does. I hear a car. And there he goes. And Sky, as usual, or for me as usual, with little kids and animals, because they have a couple cats and a couple dogs, the algae became very attached to me, which is pretty normal. Or, well, at least what seemed attached. Sky would come and he'd hang off my back and I'd walk around the pool. And it was a lot of fun. He loved it. I'm really good with kids who are, well, kids in general, and people who are either a little older than me or younger than me. I don't really get along with people who are my age most of the time. Mostly because I'm taking, well, I think it's the way I was brought up, because, and the fact that we don't make as much. A lot of the kids I've been around who are my age, that was back in Bellevue, were all kids whose parents were making 30, or no, not 30, like $100,000, $300,000 on the low end. So there was that, which definitely helped my dislike of people. Now I'm going to go left on the west way. On the west way, on the river. Ah! There we go. And I'm gonna go left to 90. I still really like this area. Burgers and Shacks, small fries. They're closed today. Well then, it's 30 through here, so 35, and away we go. And we we got this guy in front of us, so we're not gonna go all that fast. Not much else happened. We pretty much just laid in the pool. I borrowed Brandon's goggles for a little while. Went down to the bottom. But that's me. I like being on the bottom. Because I don't like being on the top. Well, swimming. Yeah. But I think I overdid it. Because I'm really starting to hurt now. And that's the unfortunate thing is I'm hurting bad, so I had to leave. And it's like 7 o'clock. I've been there for like 4.5, 5 hours. Invisible fence for dogs, you say? You're going to electrocute them, you say? I love animals. And, well, I like animals more than people most of the time. Oh, Brandon got a new bike too. It's a cruiser model. It's a, well, cruiser style, I should say, not model. Kawasaki, I think it's got like 25,000 miles on it or something. Got it for free, because it wouldn't start, because the guy hadn't started it in like 10 years. He's like, if you guys can get it to start, you can have it. About 3 seconds of starter fuel later, it started. So we got it. And I'm having him keep an eye out for mine. Oh crap, that was a speed limit sign, I didn't see it. But since he's way the hell up there, I'm gonna go take that as a sign as we can go a little faster. I'm gonna get back up to 45, set cruise control there, and go. "1,100 feet ahead. Here, large vehicle. Vehicular homicide, you see." Okay, that's gonna need a little bit of explaining. The only reason that I say vehicular homicide, or stuff like that, because I'll just say it randomly when I'm driving around, is the phrase itself is fun to say. You take away the meaning and just, yeah, I don't think I can salvage that. I think it's fun to say, but yeah, vehicular homicide. Just because of the syllables, I guess. I think it's because of how the words flow that I like it. Just wish it was a better phrase. That's the similar syllables and length, so, and that, yeah, that was what I think. I think it's just that set of syllables and the length of it is the thing I think I like about it, because I don't pay attention to the meaning. Well, in this circumstance, I don't pay attention to the meaning. But, just a phrase at the moment. That's all it should stay as at the moment. And you notice I say at the moment, because for me, this is just my little circumstance of me driving around, and that makes it perfectly, well, in my mind, that makes it perfectly fine to say, as long as I'm not actually going, "Oh, you should die by vehicular homicide," good shot. But just being like, driving along, and then, whoop, pops in my head and go, vehicular homicide. And I'm sure to those who have lost ones to vehicular homicide or vehicular accidents or drunk driving or anything, I'm pretty sure they're not going to appreciate it in the same way I do. But that's just me. I'm weird. Gotten used to that these days. Well, in Washington in general. Because I'm always considered weird wherever I go in Washington. Well, let me clarify. Western Washington. Eastern Washington is a lot like Colorado. In climate, terrain, and the people. They're much more small town people, which is, ooh, what I like. Yeah, speed limit 25 and I was going 45. Alrighty. Oh, look at all the little houses everywhere. This is where I would like to be again. Because look at all this open mountain area around us. Or at least what looks like open mountain. And areas you can easily get into. Ooh, what's that? Old building of some kind. I kind of want to go explore it. But I need to put my boots on to do that. Yes, I said I'd have to put my shoes on. I'm not wearing shoes at the moment. Just grabbing barefoot. There we go. Because came out of the pool, dried off, threw on my pants. Because I swim with a shirt on. I used to get really bad sunburns on my back every year. So I started wearing a shirt to keep the sun from hitting my back and burning it. And it's just become a habit. I always swim with a shirt on. That and not that proud of my body. And that's something these days everyone's like, you gotta be proud of your body, you gotta love yourself, how are you gonna love anyone else? And I think that's very true. But I don't care for myself, at least not these days. And that is because I am not working. When I'm not able to work and help provide, my self-esteem goes through the floor. And I'm gonna get on, hey. Get off on the Preston exit. Yeah, there we go. Transit only, I don't care. I know who I am in transit, but I'm not part of the transit service. East, I want to go west. Away out west, beyond the hills and over the ridges. Oh, that reminds me of an old song from a TV series called Sharps. Sharps Regiment. Now, I don't expect a lot of people to recognize what that is. Yeah. Because it's an old VHS series. But it has someone who is very well known. Let me roll up my window here. Sean Bean is in that one. He plays good old Sharps. And it's a good one. It's from the Napoleon, French Revolution. And I'm going to try to get out in front of this guy real quick because this guy's not going fast enough. Alright. And there was a, yeah, I need to run this down just a little bit. There was a song there that the men would sing. It was a lot like, oh, I can't remember the name of it. But military guys marching along singing the song. Oh wow, that rhymed. I didn't even realize that. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. But yeah, one of those. Over the hills and far away. Keep in mind, I'm probably going to butcher the song. Over the hills and far away. Through Flanders, Portugal and Spain. Over the hills and o'er the main. Through Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey. Over the hills and far away. And then it would go into other stuff, but I can't remember them at the moment. But I love that song. It's awesome. It's a couple minutes long. It's just a nice little, I guess you could call it a shanty if you're thinking. I've played Assassin's Creed Rogue, and a shanty is the closest thing to it, now that I think about it. It's on my PlayStation, so you guys probably won't see anything of it. But I'm trying to make it so I can upload the For Honor stuff I'm playing. But my system cannot handle it at the moment because the components are so old. They're like 8 or 10 years old, minimum. And yes, I'm using my hat to keep the sun out of my eyes. That's another reason I wear it. I forgot my sunglasses, so this works. Just gotta pull it down under the sun just a little bit, but just enough that you can still see traffic. It's not something I would suggest anyone else doing. Oh, there goes a motorcycle. Look at him go. Oh, there goes somebody else. See, a lot of people in this area, when it says 60, they're going 75. I used to be one of those people, and I got a couple tickets for it. Got my license suspended. That that's because that is also because I was working in Seattle as a security guard. This is from that shady place I spoke about before, American Corporate Security. But the guy, the CEO, he's a nice guy. I really like him. I just don't like how the business was run at the time. I'm not going to go into it, but... Alright, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was commuting from Covington to Seattle. That's an hour and a half one way at midnight after being outside for 10 or 12 hours. Minimum. That one I would work 12 to 16 hour days because they had an exceedingly high turnover rate. People would last maybe a couple days. I lasted there 3 months. I was the guy who they'd go to and have train everyone who was coming in because I was one of the only ones who didn't freaking leave. Unfortunately, though, I had one occurrence where the vehicle was down. Mom was having to come and get me at midnight. She had to be at work at 7 in the morning. And it was an ultimatum. I could either be left behind and stay in Seattle, and this was when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, so it was snowing outside. Either be left there and have to try to figure out some way to get home when I don't even have enough money to. No money for a cab or anything. Or I get in the car and go home with Mom. I had to go home with Mom because otherwise I probably would not have been able to get home. And that was the only time I've ever left the job without whoever was supposed to be scheduled next being there. It's the first time and only time I've ever done it. And it sucks. Really, it sucks. Oh, radio's on. The reason I say it sucks is that I didn't plan enough ahead to avoid the situation. Ooh, the sun is right behind the stoplight. You there? I don't know if you guys can see any of that, but it's cool. It's right behind the stoplight, and there are absolutely no clouds anywhere. Or at least we're in a pocket, because the stuff around Brandon was looking stormy. And to the left. I'm not going to go the entire interstate way home. Or interstate way home. Because it's freaking 7 o'clock. We're still in rush hour. Rush hour around here, I'm in Issaquah at the moment, lasts from about 2:30, 3 till about 7:30 or 8. And that's bumper to bumper gridlock traffic. Well, maybe not gridlock. That's just 405. Which is the next interstate I would have had to go on. And like I said, in the S-curves, it backs up there always. And because it backs up there, it backs up for miles. So, I'm going 900, the back way home. Usually prefer the back ways because they're not all damn concrete and buildings and other crap like that. I hate it. I'd rather be out in the woods. Yeah, I'm one of those guys who doesn't like the city at all. But that's where all the work is. Oh, that camera up there is pointed a very strategic way. As soon as a person runs the red light and they're through here, they think they're safe, flash from behind them and you can get the license plate of them. A good safeguard there. Oh yeah, we got a Dickies over here too. But I'm probably never going to go again. Barbecue is another one of those things I'm very particular about, and that I've had a lot of and have gotten a certain taste for it. Yes, I'm still trying to keep the sunlight out of my eyes, that's why my head is all tilted weird. And I'm trying to watch the stoplight as well. But yeah, they've got good barbecue, but that's about it. All you can say is they have good barbecue. Not good barbecue, just good barbecue. Just above decent. Mostly because they over-season it. It's really, really harshly seasoned. But I do like that part about it. And their ribs, they do fall apart. They got the tenderness perfect. But I think they just used a little too much pepper or something like that. There's just something in there that's just a little bit too much of, and that's making it a really harsh season. But besides that, decent. Of course, compared to Famous Dave's and, oh, what was the other one? It's down in Portland by Tigard. I can't remember it, but it's good. Starts with a B. Buster's, that's what it was, Buster's. They've got some damn good barbecue. Down by Tigard, Oregon. That's where my aunt is. Oh yeah, Yarrow should be having a birthday next month too. Ooh. Yarrow is my cousin's kid. Wonderful, wonderful little kid. She's awesome. And as usual, kids flock to me. Yeah, you see my teeth? Look at my teeth. No, my teeth are sharp. Mostly, I think, because of a traumatic experience in my past concerning the dentistry industry. Just dentistry industry. Yes. Dentist industry. It was the only time that my father took me to the dentist. And they had to pull a molar. But the painkillers did not work. So I was sitting there screaming and screaming and screaming. Kind of made me have a fear, well not fear, a distrust of dentists. That's why I don't go to get a dentist. And logically, I can see why I might have distrust towards it, but I don't see logically why it would prevent me from going, because that was just one event. The only event that was like that. And logically, it shouldn't make a difference. Well, it shouldn't make as much of a difference to me. But it does. A lot of my stuff is mental crap. Well, besides the arthritis and stuff, but... Yep. And yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. Ooh, look. Crap. I don't remember that one is. PFC, if I remember correctly. I don't remember my ranks at all, unfortunately. It's been 5 years. And I hate that I can't remember it. Can't even remember the Soldier's Creed, which is depressing. But I do still remember the 7 Army values. Leadership, oh no, leadership, that's the abbreviated term we use. But that's about as far as I'm going to go into that. Because if I keep going into that, that's going to get me depressed, and that's going to just ruin the video, so I'm not going to go there. You see this? Normally this street is backed all the way up in the middle of rush hour, or actually just at the start, at 3:30 or 4. This thing is backed up a few lights, and these ones are a couple hundred feet in between, or something like that, a couple blocks. Come on, let's keep going. And this goes down to a 2-lane road. Yeah, this 5-lane turns into a 2-lane. One going this way, one going that way. And as you can imagine, all these people are going to get stuffed into one lane, and that is what causes the backups. But this is a little highway, 900. Oh, it looks like a lot of people are turning off. That's good. Oh, and that Subaru is just wanting to make sure he gets a spot. I'm going to make sure this Chevy truck over here gets a spot. I'm one of those people who's too nice. And that's the funny bit. I don't like people that much, but I used to call myself one of the most polite and kind people you'd ever meet. Or at least in the school I was in. And the funny thing is, I wore a trench coat during middle school, a trench coat and a cowboy hat, and cowboy boots. And openly admitted that I was a cowboy at heart. These days I say I was a mountain man at heart. But for some reason everyone thought I was a drug dealer. Yeah. I'd even wear flannel shirts, jeans, wear a vest. People thought I was a drug dealer. Completely avoided me. I think I've gone over this before, so I'm not gonna hash it over again. I can't remember what I've said in other vlogs or other videos. Once I end a video, I can't remember what the hell I was saying, what I said in it. But that's pretty normal. I forget a lot of stuff these days. Like I said, my memory's gone. But I think I've just gotten off on a rant of depressing stuff, haven't I? Crap. Potatoes! There are potatoes everywhere! That's one of the things I use to cheer people up. And I'll just say the most random crap at one point. One of my favorite words is potatoes. The potatoes are flying! Look at them go across the sky. They look to be in a star formation for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, they're coming through the windshield. Stuff like that. I like to make people laugh and just have a smile. Which is also my personality is full of contradictions. It's weird. I don't like people very much, but I want to make people laugh and smile, and I'm good with people and kids, but I don't like people. Contradictions. Yeah. There's a few other contradictions, but I can't freaking think of them at the moment. Whee! Oh, that motor mount really did make a difference. Yes, it did. Very nice. The only problem is we replaced only one of the motor mounts. Apparently the upper one that we replaced, that was only one of them. Apparently the lower one needs replaced as well. I didn't know that until we got there. Brand's like, so where's the other motor mount? I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But yeah, and I'm sure if some of you noticed, I said this is one of the things that we were going over to fix. Is this thing right here. Apparently you need a special socket for it. I didn't know that. I haven't... I forgot to switch that. It was still on 65, so when I turned on the cruise control, it's like... You guys probably heard it. Yeah, dehydrated. I'm dehydrated. I should not be drinking soda because it'll only dehydrate me more. And yet I drink it. With a high fructose corn syrup in there. It's very addictive to people. Oh, and my plants are doing good too. I've planted a couple more. Out on the porch, I'll show you when I get home. It was funny, I was talking to Brandon about my cousin Jay. Well, he's Jamin, but we all just call him Jay. He found a new way of walking that makes a lot of sense, but it's something surprising that you don't notice until you start doing it. It's one of those things. Using more of your foot to come in contact with the ground. And the best way to do this is to walk barefoot. Walk barefoot and then with your shoes on. It's interesting how big of a change there is, isn't it? But if you make sure to spread out your weight on your feet more equally and make sure that your toes go forward and splay out and you actually use your toes compared to where they do this most of the time when we walk in shoes, that makes a big difference because it displaces your weight more. So any of you out there with knee or hip problems, give that a try. Helps me, and I have spinal arthritis, hypermobility, and something else that's causing me more pain, and it helps. I also lift my heel. It's something I've tried the last few days, is lifting my heel and walking pretty much like a cat or dog does. They actually walk on their toes. They don't walk on their whole feet. Their whole feet are the whole foot goes from the toes to the first, what looks like knee, the back of their foot, that's their entire foot, and they only walk on their pretty much tiptoes. But that helps as well. I was completely surprised. Really helps. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I know that's gross to people. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's the Coke, I tell you. Oh, not the cocaine. It's the Coca-Cola, I tell you. It's the Coca-Cola. Oh, did you know that Coke used to put cocaine in their Coca-Colas? I think it's a pretty known fact now, but I just thought of that and I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, cocaine in Coke in the olden days. That's because I think at the time they thought it had medicinal properties or something. Because, and this I didn't know, I think it's a little more well-kept secret. Well, not secret. It's one of those jewels of knowledge that not a lot of people know about until they put it on the internet. And on the internet is that Coca-Cola was originally created for helping with coughs and cough suppression, and it still works only if you get the ones that use pure cane sugar. That one is the one that will that is the only one that has those properties. And a good way to find those is either get the ones from Mexico in the glass bottles, or go to the fountain ones. The fountain Coca-Cola is usually, and again, usually, made with cane sugar. And it really helps. Oh no, it wasn't coughing or anything, it was vomiting. It was to stop nausea. Because I went through something where I was feeling absolutely horrible. I was feeling nauseous almost throughout more than a few times during my workday. And I don't remember who I talked to. I think it was Tom, older gentleman. And he told me about that. And I was like, really? Might as well give it a try. And it helps. You have to sip it though. You can't just guzzle it down like you would a regular Coke. You have to sip it. Only then does it work. But it works. Yep, this stuff right here. If it's the one with cane sugar and you sip it, then it works. Uh-oh, green light. Ah! I can tell the difference. I'm talking about the motor mount. We were gonna go, like I said, we were gonna go do the oxygen sensors, but neither of us had a socket for it, which